This is TechVibe Radio. It's your front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation ecosystem. TechVibe is brought to you by the generous support of Competencies at competencies.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, the Kindling Culture Agency at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, Savior at savior.com, and Studio Me at studiomeproductions.com. TechVibe proudly broadcasts from the Huntington Bank studios. Let's get the show on the road.
It's changing so fast right now. Companies out there just trying to find the right talent. It's a tough thing to do. And today we're catching up with Sandesh Sukumaran, the founder of Outcome Logix, to talk about not just the evolution of his company, how he helps people hire faster, helps companies fire faster, find the right talent. But he's launched this new democratic CSR initiative that's just a great way of giving back. He reached out to us a few weeks ago. He emailed us telling us about what he was doing. I'm like, Sandesh, can you stop by TechVibe? He's like, absolutely. So Sandesh, thanks for being here.
Always a pleasure to be on your show, Jonathan. And thanks for inviting Audrey.
Absolutely. So what does CSR stand for before we jump into Outcome Logix?
It's a widely used term called social responsibility, corporate social responsibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So employers want that, right?
Yeah. Employees want that. What I have seen is typically what employees do is they get married to a particular cause and they want everyone to follow that or contribute to it, right?
Okay.
Whether it is a humane society or something that a company says, okay, we're going to be partnered with that. And no one has a choice. But in reality, we all get affected by various different things. Like, we just talked about ALS and things like that. But, as an employee or someone outsider, you don't have a choice to say, hey, look, something that deeply affected me, how can the company help, right? So that is what motivated us to, there's always, what I say is there's always a why, why people contribute, why people join a cause. And that why is what moves everyone.
Yeah, and that's why I was pretty stoked when you reached out. I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity to talk about what you did around this, because I think maybe other companies could learn and model what you're doing. But I also want to put a spotlight on all the work you've been doing, because it's funny, after you walked in and we mentioned he's been doing this for like more than 5 years now with Outcome Logix. I'm like, I remember when you started Outcome Logix, for crying out loud. So, Audrey, this is his 5-year checkup.
Is it?
Yes.
I forget what we do at 5 years.
Well, first we make sure they know their elevator pitch so they can tell our listeners what's going on. So, Sandesh, what's your elevator pitch?
I think I should know what my elevator pitch is.
I know. If you don't know it by now, we may have to put you on a quarterly checkup routine.
Exactly
yes, I
right.
think you should. I'm happy to come here again.
We'll have to put you on some more vitamin E for entrepreneur or something like that. Yes.
So you describe yourself as tech-enabled, meaning you have intellectual property that's different. That's an IP-driven staffing company. And what does that mean? Because people, all say they're staffing companies or they do product support, et cetera. What's the differentiator?
So imagine this, that you are going into a boutique to buy like everyone else is buying, right? So all staffing companies, what they do is they buy an applicant tracking system, but someone else has built. And so that I think is where we differentiate. What we did is we hired engineers who could build platform and a product which would help our customers help us cater to our customers' need, which is very specific. If you look under the hood, it's very simple. Any requirement, any position requires competencies, certain skills. So if you are hiring for that, you need to make sure that you're screening for those competencies. So we built a platform which enables us to get into the details of what competencies matter to you. What if candidates have that, your projects might be much more successful comparatively. So that's why we call it a tech-enabled services company. We built our own platform.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you talk about screened talent, like let's peel it back a little bit. What makes it different? So, just share a little bit. Obviously, you're not going to share all of it.
No, I'm happy
your secret sauce. But what do you think your secret sauce is in it as you peel it back?
Sure, absolutely. So when I wanted to start something like this, when I looked around, there were systems sitting in different silos. Applicant tracking system was a different silo. Video interviewing was a different silo. and then people who could do the interview were sitting in a different silo. So what we did is we married all the three together. So we have an video applicant tracking system, which has a video interviewing capabilities built into it. And now we have also where we can bring technology experts onto the ecosystem and have them do the interview, right? So
that's
so
what's
if,
so cool.
If I'm,
Yes.
So you might call Jonathan in from another company?
yes.
And you may say, Jonathan, can you help interview this guy for a different company?
Yes. So let's say, for example, I was hiring for an Angular expert, right?
Okay.
And if I'm having someone who has experience in SAP, he might not be the right person to interview, right? And sometimes what happens is you need to bring external people to do the interviews. That way, internal biases can be taken out.
Interesting. So could Jonathan and I do this as side jobs for you?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, you've won Audrey more than me. I mean, for me, if you want someone to make sure they can laugh a lot and maybe ask a couple questions, I'm your guy.
At the 5-year
really-
mark, I think I've convinced you to join them.
Exactly right. I think Sandesh, we need to talk after the show.
But that is so interesting, right? That you're bringing in other people with different views that have expertise in and are sort of, I don't want to say cross-examining, but in some ways you are.
So so what we have been able to do is bring people from companies like Samsung or IBM and make them our tech interviewers. So they can then ask the right questions in the right skill set.
And so the person who's hiring these people, they know they're getting that right fit.
They are
Because
getting the right fit.
We've talked many times, Sandesh, if you don't get the right fit, it costs so much money.
Yes.
And you being able to do this way, plus you do it faster as well, too. Your efficiencies around this have just been amazing, which has really set Outcome Logix apart, for sure.
Absolutely. And one thing I missed out as Audrey to mention is experience has generally been lacking in when you take off this shelf product like applicant tracking systems. Generally, when you present candidates to your customers, you're not able to present the candidates in the right way. They might have the right skill set. So far, candidates have generally been stuck in a resume. So if a customer comes and says, hey, look, I'm looking for this XYZ candidate with XYZ skill set, we do all that screening. And at the end of it, if you just submit a resume, you're not doing the justice to the candidate or the process.
Interesting.
And the artificial intelligence piece right now that everyone's getting really like genericized.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So interesting. How do you get these experts from these other companies to participate with you?
So we have invited hand-selected people to be part of it. So we have a check on those screeners as well.
Interesting. That's very cool.
This is why Sandesh is doing what he's doing,
No,
because
that's
he knows
really
his
cool.
business.
Yes.
That's why it's been so impressive to watch him build this. I mean, he's been a Tech 50 finalist a couple of years.
Yeah.
He's been
Oh, yeah.
honored by the Business Times. Like
Yeah.
he's building some great stuff here. That's why.
That's great. So,
So
we can
far,
get back to him.
yeah, so far he's passing the checkup pretty well.
Has he?
We're gonna have a few more tests when we come back for you, Sandesh.
All
But
right.
then the big test is what we want to talk about is this whole CSR, the corporate social responsibility side of what you're doing at Outcome Logix is just amazing to us. And if you go to outcomelogix.com, and that's Logix with the GIX.com, check them out. You'll see all different ways that Sandesh is doing some amazing innovation around hiring platforms. So hang with us. This is Jonathan Kirsting.
And Audrey Rousseau.
And we are from the Pittsburgh Technology Council, day in, day out. To go to pghtech.org, find out all the ways we love helping tech companies succeed. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Studio Me Productions is a full-service video production company based in Pittsburgh. It offers custom video production services, podcast studio rentals, and communication studio build-outs. Choosing Studio Me Productions means investing in a partnership that values creativity and delivers results that exceed expectations. With a deep understanding of marketing and storytelling, Studio Me ensures your project will captivate and engage your viewers. Learn more at studiomeproductions.com. That's studiomeproductions.com.
A strong work culture is the invisible force that binds employees to each other, to the company, and to their work. It's linked to better business outcomes, happier employees, and increased retention. How we work and where we work continue to evolve in almost every way, yet our human need for connection and purpose remains. Help your employees connect and thrive by evolving your culture to support your team regardless of how or where they work. So discover how the Kindling Culture Agency can transform your company's culture at sparksomething.big.com. That's the Kindling Culture Agency at sparksomething.big.com.
Competencies is the leading developer of unified voice, video, and data collaboration and conferencing applications for the service provider, government, and unique workflow applications. The Summit Olympus and Evergreen platforms, driven by their encrypted user interfaces, enable powerful and secure collaboration. Combined with world-class support and innovative professional services, Competencies delivers the right solution every time. Learn more at competencies.com.
This is TechVibe Radio, your front row seat to Pittsburgh's technology and innovation economy. TechVibe is brought to you by Competencies at competencies.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, Kindling at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, and Savior at savior.com. TechVibe proudly broadcasts from the Huntington Bank studios.
It is a Sunday morning. I am so happy you decided to join us here on TechVibe Radio. It's Jonathan Kirsting.
And this is Audrey Rizzo.
And we are here to give you your front row seat to all the great stuff happening in Pittsburgh's technology industry. And today we are talking to Sandesh Sukumaran, the founder of Outcome Logix. Go to outcomelogix.com, but that's a GIX at the end there. And Sandesh, I'm so happy to have you here. You're like a blast of positive energy for us every time you hang out with us. And Audrey and I were conferring over break. We've been looking at some of the test results from the 5-year checkup, and we're looking pretty good. We just have a few more questions just to confirm you're on the right track.
Did you check his heart rate?
I did.
You did.
Yeah, it's slightly elevated. But that's to be expected from an entrepreneur who's building a company, so it's okay. Even though this is not the first company that he's built. We've known Sandesh from other companies like Axion Labs and so forth, but we've accounted for that in his findings.
My heart
so
rate
far.
has come down after the home improvement talks that we've been having.
Plus our home improvement talks we've been having in between recording sessions
This
here.
is company home improvement talk.
It is company home.
It is company,
Okay?
yes.
This is really, this should be your tagline.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
But in case you just joined us, Sandesh's company, Outcome Logix, he's really revolutionizing hiring platforms. The way people find talent these days, if you're not in the know, hiring people is a big deal, especially when you're hiring technical talent. And he's found some innovations to put the hiring, to put the interviewing, all that onto one platform, and then bringing in outside experts to do some of the interviewing, Sandesh. This is why you've been at Tech 50 Finals a few times. You've been awarded with the Business Times. Like, you're making all the right moves. So we think you might have passed the 5-year test. So,
let's talk about trends. Like, what are you really seeing? We know, that the world is definitely in a very interesting place, to say the least. We know that companies are laying off. We know that companies are hiring. We know that it's very difficult for people to get new jobs when they come out of undergrad, almost no matter what their degree is in. But what are you seeing? Like, you have a view because you're talking to all different kinds of companies. What are you really seeing, rather than us just put it in some statistic?
Well, it depends upon where the company is, where they're going, what kind of talent do they really need. I'm also seeing some of my customers saying, hey, give me talent who don't have 20 years experience. We really need people who are at the entry stage, like 4 years, 3 years experience. And
okay, but not real entry, but a few
not
years
real entry,
right? Because we are seeing people not being interested in real entry.
Yeah. So I think, back in the day meaning 3-5 years back, you really wanted people with, 10 years experience. Now that expectation has come down.
It's coming down. Okay. So people they're managing down to accessing it.
So a lot of companies are saying we are okay to hire candidates who have 3-4 years experience.
But
that's good to know.
Is that because they have technology experience that's newer?
No.
What is it?
Because there are a lot of enablers now, like Claude, you have GitHub, Copilot. So you could use the same, now coding or programming is becoming a lot more democratic in nature. So if you can bring the raw talent in
Okay.
and then
So
have
you're
them
saying
do it.
that the use of a lot of these LLMs have
AI
allowed
tools, yeah.
people to say, I could now use people with less experience.
Less experience
but
and get
people
more
who
out
know
of
how
it.
to use the tools.
Definitely.
Right. Okay.
That's one trend that I have
That's one
seen.
trend.
Yeah.
What's another
That's
trend?
another trend.
Well, again, I think people who can use the LLMs much more comparatively. Even if you have 10, 15 years experience, doesn't mean that you shouldn't use it. They expect you to use it, or even to large extent, I've heard, even our customers, they monitor how much you use it and incentivize people for using it.
Incentivize?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they
Interesting.
they have points.
Don't get any ideas.
I'm trying to get ideas here. Sorry.
Those are the trends that I'm seeing.
That's interesting.
That's I
So
I
is
was
that like tracking people's usage?
A lot
Yeah,
of companies
through-
do track the usage of.
Wow.
we're gonna track Audrey's usage.
Well then,
Yeah.
I should get a huge bonus.
I was going to say, you'll be like top pay scale at that point. So absolutely. So those are interesting trends. The idea that how much
interesting.
AI is impacting from both the high and the lower levels
Yes.
on the scale. But we got to jump into this because this is what you emailed us about. And I was like, you got to come on and tell us more about it. So we mentioned this when we first started the show in case you just joined us. So, I mean, let's talk about your CSR initiative that's going on, your corporate social responsibility initiatives. Like you mentioned before, the idea that many organizations, even the Tech Council, like we have things that we kind of rally people around, whether there's like a diabetes walk or some sort of a charity that people kind of want to align themselves with. But you're finding a kind of a new way around this in order to give back. Tell us, first off, why this was important for you to do this, and tell us about the system and really about the first impact that you had with this, which I think is just really cool.
Yeah, I mean, today is a special day for me. I mean, especially because you invited me, and also that was a day when kind of I asked this question, why? One of my cousin, he passed away on this day 4 years back.
No way.
way.
Oh, my
Yes,
goodness.
because of a massive heart attack, which he did not know.
Oh, wow.
And it just happened. My brother called me and said, hey, he's no more. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Wow.
And he was more than a brother, like that real brother to me.
Understood.
If I needed any help, instead of calling my brother, I would call him
Wow.
first.
Okay.
So that I think gave me inspiration to say, okay, people need to know that they need to do regular heart checkups and things like that. There's always the why
I do.
behind it. So I felt, I think instead of we just, as a company saying, okay, we're going to give money to this particular charity or NGO,
Yeah.
that cause needs to be discussed. And I
love
think,
that, yeah.
that's the reason why
Exactly.
I felt,
Yeah.
I think, we should hear, and today we have 100% democratic system where both the charity organization or NGO can come and nominate themselves,
Okay.
as well as our employees can nominate, or whoever
I
can,
love that.
can come
Yeah.
and
I'm
nominate.
trying to wrestle with that.
We have been, exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
So we had it on a Google sheet somewhere.
Okay.
But we totally kind of, I think, got rid of it and
Yeah.
said we will build it out.
I was going to say, you can do
And-
something fancier than a Google sheet there,
Oh,
Sandesh.
we put like 3 months into it
Love
on our
it.
development side and built it out.
Very cool. And so you have this thing set up. And so tell us about the first organization that you guys chose in order to raise money for.
So we did contributed to many organizations, including American Heart Association, Smile Train, which is a cleft lip. I don't know
Oh,
if
the
you
cleft
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Cleft
Mhm.
yeah, cleft lip, which I have a very interesting story, which I don't know if we have time for it. We have contributed to 412 Food Rescue.
Nice.
This time around, when we went around and called, that was one of the organizations that I called, and they were so supportive of it. I can't talk. I want to give a thank you out to Josh for, supporting it fully. He went and nominated, and things.
Nice.
So a lot of organizations like that. Big Brother Foundation, we
That's awesome.
contributed to it.
Wow.
I love it. Yeah.
Did this, I reached out to a close friend of mine, Robin Tom, and talked about, hey, we want to do it democratic. So he nominated this charity called Friends of Asima. They uplift a lot of poor kids in Mumbai, especially the girl child, about their well-being, education, and stuff like that. And we put it out there for everyone to see what they do. We got like 20 such feedback from people who never knew about them, saying, hey, this is the charity that we want to contribute, and what a beautiful NGO that they are doing. So there are two sides to it. One is, I think, how we can contribute is we can spread awareness And by putting that, a lot of people can come and vote. So when they do vote, they can read about all the 4 charities or 5 charities that we have, and they can associate with one of the charities that they
love that.
think about.
Such a cool solution.
So there is a lot of awareness that we can spread. I think we are at the tip of an iceberg from a awareness perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
We can do a lot more.
That's the idea, is to do more. But I wish we had more time to talk. But we're out of time.
So
to Sandesh. Yes.
Sandesh, people want to know more about you. Go to Outcome Logix with an X.
Yes.
.com. Hiring is changing fast, and he's doing what he can to make sure that there's real match and real value. So thank you so much. Thank you for being such a good community citizen and leader as well.
Thank you for inviting me, and always thank you for being a channel for me to reach out to my audience as well.
100%. And I would add in a cool dude on top of that. It's always great seeing you, Sandesh. And I hope to see you next week here on TechVibe. Please keep on tuning in. Until next Sunday, Jonathan Kirsten.
And this is Audrey Russo.
Go to PGH
Thank
Tech
you.
and go to pghtech.org. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks for geeking out with us on TechVibe Radio. Tune in next Sunday for more tech and innovation stories right here from Pittsburgh. Get TechVibe wherever you get your podcasts and never miss a show.
TechVibe is brought to you by the generous support of Compunetics at compunetics.com, Chorus Call at choruscall.com, Highmark at highmark.com, Huntington Bank at huntington.com, the Kindling Culture Agency at thekindlingagency.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, Savier at savier.com, and Studio Me at studiomeproductions.com. TechVibe proudly broadcasts from the Huntington Bank Studios.